So do people besides me get this feeling that when it's so hot, you think you're going to die, you think you're going to melt into some kind of puddle of despair? Right now, that's me. I can't even have my fan on, because if I have my fan on, there'll be like a blowing whirly noise in the background of this video, and it'll ruin everything, and I won't be able to edit anything. So, if I die tomorrow, tell my family I love them. Hey there everyone, my name's Jim Bob. How the hell are ya? I've missed out on a lot of great stuff over the years. I was never a kid who took a liking to cartoons or anime all that much. You may think it's because I was never the cool kid in school or something, or I just simply didn't watch them because I never got round to it. But the simple answer is because I was stupid. Avatar. No, not that one, this one. Avatar The Last Airbender has gone down as probably the greatest animated show of all time. And though I always knew of the show's existence, I just never watched it for some reason. I always aimed more towards Disney Channel than Nickelodeon anyway when I was a kid. The show just didn't appeal to me, but now as an adult I decided to visit the show for the first time, and man, I can tell you that Avatar The Last Airbender is absolutely breathtaking. This show is so good. I don't even know where to start. There's a lot I want to say, so best grab some wake up juice, because it's going to be a long one. The story of The Last Airbender isn't actually that complex. Basically, there's an all-out war going on between the Fire Nation and the Earth and Water tribes. The air nomads are all but wiped out, leaving only Aang, our main character, remaining. Through something so simple like that, it doesn't sound like much, but the story unfolds beautifully thanks to its characters. Without the amazing characters in this show, and if they weren't as well written as they are, I think we'd have a pretty bland show, to be completely honest. So basically, the story is very simple to follow, but through its characters, it just builds upon so much more. Characters all have breathtaking arcs, and never once is a character pushed to the side or used just for the sake of filler. Well, maybe the exception of just one character, but I'll get into that in just a minute. Our main character is Aang, and this kid is just full of heart and personality. Whenever Aang is on screen, it's a ton of fun. He has deep struggles by taking on the mantle of the Avatar, being only a 12-year-old boy, but he loves to have fun just like any other kid. So while he's fighting inner demons because all he wants to do is be a normal kid, but the world is expecting him to be this all-time saviour, the world is expecting him to be more than what he can handle at the moment. The journey the story takes us on with Aang is what really shines the most in this show. Just watching this scared little kid develop into a warrior and the saviour of the world is told and written exceptionally well. So Aang's personality pretty much pops whenever he's on screen, but Aang wouldn't be Aang without his friends by his side. And as well as being a story of development, growth and world building, the heart of this show is the story elements of friendship. The friendship that this show builds around Aang, Katara, Sokka and Toph is a thing of beauty. You find simply just watching the moments with them all interacting and just having fun, entertaining, the way they bicker, the trust they have within each other, and the overall bond that they all share is what really keeps you glued to these characters and makes you care for them deeply.
And I also think it was about friendships.
Do you really think friendships can last more than one lifetime?
I don't see why not.
So when I started watching the show, Sokka in particular seemed to be there just for the comic relief and the guy who just falls over or gets hurt, you know, the goofy guy. But over the course of its 3 seasons, Sokka learns to become a leader and proves that he's vital to Team Avatar despite being the only member who can't bend any elements. Katara also shows her incredible wit to become a powerful waterbender, and by the end of the show, Aang, Sokka and Katara all mean something to this show, and each member has a big part to play in everything that goes down. Toph was a great addition to the show in Season 2. She's an all-powerful earthbender who hides who she really is from her family. At first I was unsure about Toph being a permanent addition to the show, and I mean, yeah, I thought she was cool, but sometimes adding new characters onto the main characters can sometimes be a 50-50 thing, like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But Toph is awesome and hilarious, and it's mainly her bickering with Katara which I found the most entertaining aspect of her. So after an episode or two, it became hard to even imagine a time without Toph being in the team. So the show builds upon a lot more than just things which are simply for kids. Yeah, the show did air on Nickelodeon, but I reckon a lot of adults can get entertainment out of this as well. I mean, I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I enjoyed this show a lot more than most things I've seen recently. But the 2 characters who I really want to talk about are my 2 favourite characters in the entire show. That's Prince Zuko and Uncle Iroh. These 2 are by far the best 2 characters in the entire show. The slow and rocky relationship between Zuko and his uncle is incredible. I'm an absolute sucker for the type of character where a villain is torn between good and evil and eventually learns to do the right thing, and Prince Zuko is a prime example of that. If I had to pick a personal favourite character in the entire show, it's definitely this guy. To me, Zuko is up there in the top 10 best villain redemption arcs that I've ever seen. His constant back and forth struggle with choosing if ruling by his evil father, the Fire Lord's side, is what he wants, or he's following Iroh's example in doing the right thing where his destiny really lies. So I thoroughly enjoyed Zuko's redemption arc, and Uncle Iroh's wisdom. I think it's perfectly crafted together. Now, Opera is a fun character, and he even gets an entire episode dedicated to him, but if there's one character I found a little pointless, it's Momo. Like, don't hate me, but hear me out. Momo's fine. Now, he just seems to be there for the cute animal sidekick, and if you really think about it, if you remove Momo from the entire series, the entire story, it wouldn't turn out any differently. Him being around doesn't annoy me or anything, he's fine, he's just not interesting, and the show doesn't really have a heavy focus on him anyway, so nothing feels out of place. He's just there, to be completely honest. But one thing this show does that not a lot of the cartoons do is reintroduce side characters which the team meet along the way. So say for example, there's Team Avatar, and they travel to different villages and meet different characters. A bit like Pokemon, like Ash, Misty and Brock will travel to a different village and meet different people each and every time. Even these side characters are not even pushed to the side, they're reintroduced later on in the season to join in with the final battle, and I thought that was amazing. Just seeing all these people pop up, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I remember you. But the most memorable parts of Avatar The Last Airbender will always be its characters. But something else you can also really enjoy is the awesome action sequences. The powers in this show are called bending. It's not necessarily magic, but each character who is the most essential to the plot has a bending power. Zuko the Firebender, Toph the Earthbender, Katara the Waterbender, and Aang the Airbender. And while Aang being the Avatar can control all 4 elements, he specialises mostly with airbending. Sokka is the only character without bending, but he proves himself to be a vital character. One particular episode which I enjoyed was when Sokka learned to use a sword. Now, I thought that was a great episode. I love that episode so much. And the animation is so colourful and vibrant, the colours really pop out of the screen when the action is being thrown down, especially in the final episode. So overall, The Last Airbender to me is the all-time best animated show that I've ever seen, and to a lot of other people they may agree. I mean, it is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Since this show dropped on Netflix, it's become the highest watched show in the US, and I can see why. I love this show, and everything about it. Soon I'll be taking a look at the live Last Airbender film, and yeah, I've heard it's pretty bad, so that should be fun. So that's my review of The Last Airbender, everyone. If you like what you see here, consider clicking that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Remember, it's not just a movie, it's an experience. Stay awesome, everyone, and have a good day.